Good YouTube, man. So it's your boy University Cornell. I wanted to make this really good video for you guys because I feel like a lot of you out there are struggling with this one problem. Now, I don't know who needs to hear this or at what point in time this is going to pop up into your YouTube feed, but this is the video I think is going to help you move forward in 2025. And this is what I want to talk to you guys about today. Camera shyness, bro. One of the biggest things that holds back most people in the YouTube space is camera shyness. Now, you might not even have a script to run with. Now, I know there's a lot of free apps you can use. One that I like to use personally is ChatGPT, but just being honest and very personable, I'm not really good with following a script, for example. So, with that being said, it's okay to just jump on camera and be yourself. Now, that first video you start recording, what you want to do is talk as if you're talking to yourself. Now, I don't want to mess around and waste nobody's time. I like my YouTube videos straight to the point. So, with that being said, camera shyness is one of the main things that holds most of you back. And I can't even speak. I've spoken to a lot of people out there. I've spoken to a lot of people out there when I used to have like different little side jobs, these little side hustles. And every now and again, as anybody else who speak about their dreams along their journey in life, doing the things that they do to make money on the side, you gotta do what you gotta do, you gotta pay your bills. Not wrong with that, right? But every now and again, you start to talk about what motivates you to want to do what you want to do in life. Like, all right, yeah, I'm doing this little Amazon side gig, but this is not really what I want to do. I want to make money from social media. I want to blow up on YouTube. I want to get monetized. And all those things are very possible, but the number one reason you're being held back consistently is you're too afraid to show your personality. And that's the main thing that brings value to your videos that helps you blow up. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys recognize me, recognize this sweater, recognize this hat, right? And that's probably largely due to the fact that I make a lot of reaction reels. And this is what I prefer to wear because, well, two reasons. One, this is my name. And the second reason is it's kind of like my little brand. It goes with the channel, University Cornell. And the thing about that is I like to kind of educate people on the things I've learned in life, right? So my life experiences, I want to put a little spin on that and put it into the YouTube world. Now, I didn't go to the actual school. I got this shirt, this hoodie as a gift from a person who does go there. And it just so happens they know me as my name. And I'm not from Philadelphia. I know that I got the Phillies hat on. I'm from actually Washington, D.C. So, so all those things out of the way. But this is typically what I wear because it's a level of consistency. So whenever someone comes across my video, like, oh yeah, that's Cornell. I know him, right? And I wear this in public too. So like, if you ever saw me in public or just even on the videos, it's easy to be recognized. So it's even more important to be yourself on camera by yourself. It's just as much as it is if you're like at a side job somewhere. Like if you're making friends at this new restaurant that you're working at, yeah, that first couple of days you might be shy. Not everybody's super outgoing. And I get that. I get that. Right. But as time goes by and you move along with the pace of the job, you start to adapt. Who you really are starts to become more prevalent. You start to relax. You're not so uptight no more. Now all of a sudden you want to show who you really are. So you might have a quirky sense of humor. You might have, like a really, sharp sense of humor, or maybe a dry sense of humor. Maybe just really witty. All these things, all these different factors make your video that much more valuable. So if you ever think to yourself like, man, how do these YouTubers do it? Well, I am one now. I get to say that. Like I literally grew my YouTube channel from 21 subs, bro. Mostly people that I know. When I first started this channel, I was sending my videos out to people that knew me, asking them like, "Hey, what do you think? Like, what do you think?" And in the beginning, you're never you're never going to be that good in the beginning. That is not the way it works, because anytime you start something from scratch for the first time, even if you've seen other people do it, if you never did it before, you do not know the learning curve that you're going to have along the process or along the way for you to like have that as muscle memory, and you know how you're going to set up your production. Like I have all these different lights, I have a tripod. There's a whole little routine that I get into before I hit play or hit record on the camera. And I acquired that over time. So day one, I didn't do all that. I used to sit in my car with my cell phone, right? And I would use the recording app. and I'll just record myself speaking from the heart about things that that was on my mind, different things that I would say to myself anyways that would typically motivate me to not give up on the path that I know is possible for me. Because it's easy to have goals and you want to be somewhere, right? That's one thing to think about it. It's another thing to visualize it. Visualizing it is equally as hard, for the fact of the matter is the situation you're in might not look nothing like the outcome of what you're looking to have. The results you're looking to achieve may seem like a long shot, but every time you take action on the things you want to achieve, even if you don't see the results, you're literally creating the building blocks, the foundation of that ideal person you want to become. So I'm not trying to sit here and motivate you really. I do have a few things written down. And I know I told you guys in the beginning of this video, I'm not really good at keeping to the script, right? But at the same time, I do have some little checklists to keep me on topic. So I don't overly random. I don't want to waste nobody's time. Another reason why you probably won't succeed is because you're thinking like, well, how do I get straight to the money? How fast can I get monetized? Well, the easy answer is actually pretty easy. Now, if you can overcome step one, which is the camera shyness, and just start making videos and just hold a conversation with yourself, stay on topic, right, and speak as if you're literally talking to yourself. Now it is a little difficult to keep your eye on the camera because that helps with engagement, because it's like you're talking directly face to face with somebody even though you're talking to yourself, right? But you know full well in your heart you plan to post this. Otherwise you wouldn't have took the time to sit down, get prepared, do your makeup, get your hair cut, whatever the case may be, is if you're male or female. You've done something along the way to prep yourself for that one moment. It's not the results that you get from posting that one video that should keep you moving forward or not. It's the fact that you can see the outcome long before it even becomes possible. You know what I'm saying? I hope this is making sense to y'all. So basically, you got to have faith, man. You got to have vision. You got to be able to see beyond your current circumstances, beyond your current living situation. You got to be able to look beyond all that. So you might be happy where you at, but you want to be doing better, right? You want to live in a penthouse. Maybe there's a type of car that you dream about. And this could be the way you can get there. Monetizing your channel is a good way because you're connecting with people who are relatable to you from all over the world. You might have a solution which you can package as a digital product and promote to your audience because they like what you're talking about. They like the way that you describe it. And if they can get all of that written down as if like buying your notes in a classroom, like, hey man, can I get your notes? I'm trying to pass this test, right? The test of life. I'm trying to pass. So they're like, can I buy your notes? Yeah, $10. I'll give you the whole 15 sheets. This is what I use. This is the systems and strategies I use to succeed. You can have it. But somebody had to create that system. Now I think in life, if you made it this far in life, no matter how old you are, you've done something right consistently to keep yourself out of trouble and to keep yourself out of a really bad situation. In most cases, man. And if you end up in bad situations, you've learned from that. So there's value you got from that. There are things that you have gone through that made you who you are today that creates more value for your personality. And only you can tell that story from that perspective, from that sort of mindset. Only you can do that. So whether that's your personality, having a lot of humor, you're witty, you're just super funny, or maybe you just got like a real serious attitude. I can be serious sometimes too, man. But my reels, I do try to play around and joke. But I feel like this one right here is for the people that really want to succeed on YouTube. And technically, I am still a small YouTuber. I only got 3K, 3,200 subscribers. But for a lot of y'all sitting around like 16 subscribers, 25 subscribers. I used to be there. I know what that feel like. It sucks, dog. Your views only getting like 20 views, 19 views. It makes you feel like the choice you made wasn't the right choice, even though in your heart you want to believe that this is the path you want to take. But the results always make you feel like, it makes you feel discouraged. So I want you guys to know that if you can overcome camera shyness, it's real easy to monetize the channel because it's easy to find the money. There's a couple ways. There's the YouTube monetization, which is when you start getting paid for the ads on your videos. The quickest way to get to that number, in my opinion, right? Well, the main thing is the 4,000 watch hours. The best way to get to that 4,000 watch hour mark is by creating content that you are willing to do from your heart, because that's what allows an audience to be built around who you are as a brand. Then actual brands start to notice your audience and see how engaging they are with you and the way you're engaging with them. Now they're like, hey, you know what? We got this clothing brand. You think your audience might like this? We got this new shaving cream. You think your audience might like that? And I can't speak for everybody's audience. Your audience can be like 99% men, 99% women. Depends on what you like to talk about. Your favorite topics in life, the things you think about or daydream about, you can literally turn those things into videos. There are free editing apps out there like CapCut you can use. Now, I use a green screen. You can't see the green screen behind me. Maybe I'll just show it for a quick second. That's my green screen right there. These green screens is actually a compilation of three. I got them from $5 below. And you can get these off Amazon. You can get them from Walmart. The opportunities are endless. So if you're making a video about the certain sort of equipment you're making, right? Well, not making, but the equipment you're using to produce your videos, the tripods, the ring lights, um, you know, the microphones, for example, all these things you can find on Amazon. Sign up for that free Amazon affiliate link, and you can post the links down into the description. That's one way to monetize it. But if you want a lot of people to be messing with your content, I'm not gonna use any curse words because I like the idea of being monetized, right? So, what's one thing you do not want to do too much in your content? Use a lot of curse words. But anyways, the more people that really like what you're talking about, those are the people who are likely to buy from you. It ain't the fact that they just can't use their common sense and go on Amazon and figure it out for themselves. Duh, right? But they start to feel more connected with you because of the way you make them feel when they watch your videos. Now, I'm a huge YouTube fan, right? So I'll be watching like different channels that I really like, and they just having their day-to-day conversation with themselves in their car, whatever, right? And I'm sitting there eating my pizza rolls or my PB&Js, right? And I'm like, man, this is kind of the way I want to be with my audience. I want to be direct, straight to the point, and just be myself. That's really what it is. So camera shyness is one thing that holds you back. So we can get off camera shyness and keep moving on with the monetization. Now, another way to get your subscribers up, you can use Reels. That's a really good one. Now, when you're using Reels, the best thing about using Reels, if you're making them from scratch, obviously turn your phone vertical, right? And if you can get it, matter of fact, you don't even need a green screen if you're using CapCut because it can take out your background and you don't even need to even have the green screen. Now, it creates better quality for the image in the background if you have a green screen, but 9 times out of 10, you can basically get away with that. I've done it plenty of times. I can make videos in public, which obviously I wouldn't have a green screen, put the video into CapCut, and I can I can literally take out certain things from my background if I want to. CapCut is a good one. Filmora, InShot. So those are only top three that I know about that I personally use that I know can do that. So you don't have to buy a green screen, but if you choose to, because you want to do an in-home studio like I have, worth it, worth it. Because this way you can have no limitations for your ideas. And that's perfect for your imagination because if you can reflect what you think about in your videos, people can relate to that. If you watch a movie, that's somebody's idea. That's somebody's imagination. If you ever read a book, 9 times out of 10, if it was like a novel or something, that's somebody's imagination. So, if you ever watch Harry Potter, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying magic don't exist, but that's the stories that she came up with. So, doing reels, if you do reaction reels, you're already choosing viral content to react to. It don't take much to get one of these mics from off Amazon for like $15, $20, right? So maybe 25 tops, but there's a lot of options. You can go real cheap, of course. That doesn't mean you want to get the best quality, but you can get far better quality than you would if you're just talking to your phone from a 2 foot distance. So the algorithm notices things like that. The quality of your video maintains a higher state of engagement. And because of that, your content gets pushed out more. So um, if you want to get subscribers much faster, you got Reels. Reels is probably one of the top ways to do it, hands down. And another thing you want to look into is looking for trending audios, which just means trending music. Now, this particular video won't have it, but in Reels, it's easy to get it. You can't really get long form trending audio unless you go and buy the rights. And there's Epidemic Sound. There's a lot of different platforms you can do that with. But for the sake of this video, I like to use the YouTube audio library. All of it's free, no copyright whatsoever. And if you have a better idea like what I could use, leave it in the comments below. At the end of the day, though, you can always find new trending audio segments every single day. So if you're creating reels every single day, bro, all you gotta do for like 2 hours of your day, maybe three. I do this myself, like every other 2 days. What I would do for 3 hours when I'm making reaction reels, I'll just spend 3 hours just making as many reels as I can. And what I do is I title them and I schedule them out over the next couple of days. So it might look like I'm posting every single day, because technically I am. But you may also think that I'm just taking the time to get in front of my camera on my cell phone and make a reel all throughout the day, like like I'm not asleep at some point. Nah, that's because I'm playing it smart. I schedule that out. So if I'm sleeping, if I'm hanging out with like friends, or if I'm eating, if I'm just chilling on YouTube like I typically do, scrolling, we all get in that scrolling trap, right? You start with one video, before you know it, you're like 2 hours later, you're still scrolling, bro, like stuck, like a zombie. I mean, it's a fun addictive habit. I'm not saying like it's a bad thing. It's not technically a good thing, but depending on your strategy and your use for it, it's a good thing, because you could be searching for trending audio that you can use in one of the videos you just created. So there's a particular message you want to get across in that reel that could be promoting either your digital product, your ebook or something, or maybe your long form content, which is a really smart move. Don't sleep on that. You can use a short term reel, like a short format reel, that talks about the whole sort of like conversation of the long form video. And it's basically just compacted into like 1 minute. So it's like a preview, like a trailer almost. And you can add your main video that you want that video to promote as a related topic that people can click on and go straight to the main form video. There's a few reasons why that's important. Trending audio gets you a bigger reach. Reels alone will always get you a bigger reach, like within a matter of seconds. Maybe like in 2 hours, you already got 500 views. Typically, if you make a long form content video, you might not always get 500 views off the bat, at least not in like an hour, unless you already have like a large subscriber base, or you have a really good thumbnail, or maybe you know a little bit more about SEO, which we'll talk more about that on this channel moving forward, not in this video. This video is already 17 minutes long almost, and I don't want to overdo it, but I wanted to make sure I gave you guys some valuable information. So I'm gonna make more content like this, and I'm gonna go more in depth about how you can monetize your channel for like the free. And if you want to pay for it, the best time to pay to monetize your channel, I'm not talking about Google ads or Facebook ads or Instagram ads. Those things are good too if you know your product and you know your audience. That's a whole nother subject. But if you just want to know how to create digital products that will literally show you what sells and what doesn't. Like there's ways you can look up keywords, right? And you can figure out what people are looking for on Google, all these different search engines. People are looking up how do you make money online, how to make money in 2025 as a single mom. What's the newest side hustle that can use AI? All these questions are being consistently asked every single day because it already works. It's working for somebody. So for the people asking these questions, they're literally serious about finding the results. And if the results that they find is worth $10, $20, of course they're going to pay for it. Of course, because they're basically paying for the structure to achieve the results that somebody else has already done. Simple, bro, simple. Matter of fact, in this video, I'm gonna have a link that can show you exactly how to do that and how to grow your social media. I don't want to make too much of a promo because this video is not about that. This video is more so for the people who are struggling to get started creating their YouTube channel. But you want to make money too, right? You're not trying to like work a day job forever. You already know if one of your videos go ham, just go crazy, that video could be like 17 minutes long, right? 17 minutes long. Let's just say I got my calculator here, right? So let's just say 17 minutes long. Let's just say it gets 500 views out of like 3,000 people, right? 3,000 people that, watched a little bit here and there. They fell off. They didn't watch that much of it, but 500 of them watched the whole 17 minutes, bro. 500 of them. So that's how many minutes that come up to. 8,500. Divide that by 60, which makes an hour. That's literally 141 watch hours right there off the bat. And you could have gained all that sort of attention just by using a reel. A single reel could have drove that much traffic to your long form content. Not to mention, it's going to get its own organic reach as well. So you have two methods right there: the actual video itself, the thumbnail, of course, what you put in your description, because description helps us your SEO. So whatever you're talking about in the video, you make sure you add those words into your description, because it's kind of like hashtags almost, but it's called like meta tags, I believe. Anyways, it only takes a couple of these videos. If you stay on task from day one, and you overcome the small things like camera shyness, you know, just being honest and just talking to the camera like you're talking to yourself. If you can overcome those things, bro, like 6, 7 videos later, you're gonna pop off and get some crazy views on one of them. If you got 20,000 views and somebody decided, let's just say you got like 50K views, because it happens, man. It ain't hard to go. It ain't hard to go viral. It's the topic that you're choosing, and the thumbnail needs to match what you're talking about. So before they even click on it, the title, the thumbnail, all those things need to be related to what's going on in the video. It's like choosing a book by its cover, right? So let's just say 20,000. Let's just say out of like I don't know, 50,000 people decided to watch your video all the way through. I know this is like absurd a little bit, but it happens, and some people get monetized overnight off one video. So check this out: 20,000 times 17 minutes. That's 340,000 minutes that was watched on that single video. And that could have taken place within 24 hours. We know full well there ain't that many minutes in 24 hours. I think it's like 89,000 or something. But anyways, let's divide that by 60, right? So what we're doing is we're using that 60 because that 60 mark represents a single hour. Now, that 60 mark has been divided by 340,000, which brings us down to 5,666 watch hours, bro. That's a lot of hours. And it ain't that many hours in a day. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's 24 hours in a day. It took you about maybe an hour to get ready, just to even get in front of the camera, maybe another 20 minutes making the video, maybe 30, depends on how long this one goes for, right? And on top of that, you put this into your editor. That could take you another hour. So maybe all in total, maybe like 5, 6 hours, you put that work in, right? Which is 100% all practice. You're learning production setup. You're learning camera confidence. You learn how to speak to the camera, keep your eye contact, right? You're learning all these different skills. You're learning editing. You're learning thumbnails. You're learning your description. A lot of this you learning like as you go. You don't get it all down packed from the beginning. I mentioned that in the beginning of this video. You don't learn it from the beginning. What you learn is I am ready to start, and I'm willing to make mistakes along the way and adapt from those mistakes. So just like that, those 5,000 hours from that single video, bro, just like that, you got your 4,000 watch hours. Just like that. Could you imagine if you made more videos like that and you're monetized, right? I mean, there's a CPM, click per milli. That means how much advertisers are willing to pay you per 1,000 views. So, we'll get into the math on that a totally different day, because right now I think this is going on a little too long. And that wasn't the intention, but I'm having a good time chatting with the camera. I'm going to show y'all my timer real quick. Just my timer. I didn't start exactly at the 20. I think I hit the record button, but I didn't start exactly right there. I got myself ready a little bit. So it might be a little less than 20 minutes or 23 minutes. But at the end of the day, I want to keep track of how long I'm going, so I know if I'm running on or not. But, like any good conversation, right, for real, it gets a little out of hand. And that's a good thing, because if your conversation ain't good, then it ain't really worth listening to. Another thing is self-doubt. You cannot go into this worried about if people are going to like your content before it's even posted. You can't. The reason why you can't do that is you won't perform your best on the first shot. Like I said, you got to learn as you go, right? So for all I know, my tone ain't loud enough. Maybe my eye contact isn't always consistent. Or maybe I'm off topic here and there, which is why, I got this book right here, because without it, I would be a little bit off topic. But I learned these things along the way. My point is, if I went into it with a doubtful mindset, I'll be second guessing myself the whole way through. And I know in my heart and mind that if I had to sit back and watch this on repeat while trying to edit the whole thing, it'd be cringe. It'd be cringe. I mean, I wouldn't even want to watch this. I'm going to feel comfortable putting it out for the whole world to watch. That's why it's best to just not even care and speak as if you're talking to yourself, at least the version of yourself that needs to hear it. And speak in a manner of you elevating that version of yourself. Because the person who's hearing that conversation, they may pick up on those vibes and like, man, I really rock with this cat. I like what he's saying. So that's something you should always know. Self-doubt is going to be the killer of your success. You can't have one foot in, one foot out. You can't be on the path to being successful, but then have your back towards success, walking in the direction of where you just came from, saying, you know what, I want to be successful, but I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. So you're continuously walking away from the path, trying to maintain the mindset of being on task. You can't do that. I'm pretty sure that makes sense. But at the same time, a lot of you need to hear it, even though it makes sense, you're still making that same mistake though, right? So we all got cell phones. We all got cameras built into our phones. A lot of you got the newest iPhones. I see people line up for them every single day. They don't use their cell phones to make money though. Your YouTube channel doesn't have to be a business, but it could be. How many times do you get on the phone with your friends, right? How many times do you get on your phone and watch social media, be scrolling for hours, watching reels, and you're not even getting paid for none of that? Like, I'm grateful for all the views I get and all the subs I get for sure, right? But my channel is making me money though. Like, how many of you can say the same thing? So the time you spending watching the videos, somebody's spending that much time, if not a little bit less, or maybe that amount. Maybe you spent 4 hours scrolling, and somebody else spent 4 hours producing. Now they're getting thousands of hours of watch time off your, your moments of inactivity. No, don't get it twisted, bro. I do like watching YouTube too. It's the only platform I prefer to watch and eat my food to, hands down, because you can always learn something, or you can just be entertained, right? So there's always those two things, and that's the reason I decided to be a part of this platform, because I'm contributing to something that I already believe in. So when I'm watching other YouTubers, I'm analyzing like their body language. I'm analyzing the way they speak. I'm analyzing their personality types. I do that because I like to try to find things about them that signify that I'm not too much different. Because if not, then why am I watching if I couldn't relate? So apparently, a part of them very much appeals to me. Just like something about this video appeals to you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching it right now. Think about that. So the last thing I have on my list here, because I'm gonna keep it short. We're already at like damn near 25 minutes. The value of talking to yourself on camera. I think I just kind of went over that, but in case you need a little bit more motivation to get started, giving yourself a shot, do this one trick. The next time you have to clean your room, or maybe do any sort of cleaning for that matter, and you're by yourself, that includes the dishes, the bathroom, whatever. Maybe you're at work and you have a job and you're stocking the bread or stocking the juices. Maybe you're a stock person. Maybe you're an accountant. You have to like walk over to like the next office over while you're having that trip from one location to the next. Get in your head. You're already in your head anyways. You already have that dialogue taking place in your mind anyways. But chat out loud. Don't be negative and be talking all toxic and whatnot, complaining about relationships. Focus on your goals and speak to yourself as if you're the future version, giving that pep talk. If you can do that, you would inevitably place yourself in the right mindset to do this on camera. Matter of fact, you're going to feel really eager to get on camera because you liking the energy you're giving yourself. That energy alone right there, it's what's the word for it? It's transferable. In sales, when you're making a sale, it's the transference of energy. One person's very confident. They're all about the product or service that they're offering to you. They're a fanatic about it. They actually love what they're talking about. A lot of you out there are salesmen and don't even know it. You got the newest shoes, right? You got the newest Jordans. You just got like the newest Mercedes. You know all the features of that Mercedes, right? You know the year, you know the exact size of the tires, right? Remember all the little details of the dashboard. The moment you have that conversation with somebody, you are literally promoting that brand and not getting paid for it. So with that being said, I'm gonna end this conversation. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace.